Hey y'all, I was not planning on being on camera today, so excuse the messiness of what I look like, but I had to show you my table before all of my curriculum came upstairs because, of course, I was piling everything up to bring it upstairs, and then the kids got a hold of the table that was, of course, cleared and put Legos all over it. So here we go. Alrighty, now that my table has been cleared of Legos, we can go into what my third grader will be doing this year for school. Starting off with math. Now, he is a rising third grader and he's going to be turning 9 right when the school starts. So he is a bit more advanced, I think, just because of his age. So he did start level 3 last year. So he will be continuing level 3 for Beast Academy. And if you guys do not know what Beast Academy looks like, it is a graphic style novel based, which is awesome for kids that love graphic novels like Stick Dog. Just to kind of give you guys what it sort of looks like. And at the end of a lesson, it usually gives a little mark and with practice pages. So you will go on to the practice page book. And I will say for all the different levels, A, B, C, and D, they do give specific topics online about what each one covers. For example, here, this is all shown online as well. It says shape, skip counting, perimeter, and area for 3A, and so on. So you know kind of ahead of time what topics are going to be covered. So inside the practice book, they tend to be a little bit more logic-based puzzle type questions, which I think is really cool to get the brain really flowing. And my son really loves this style of problems. He does very well at them, especially these kind. These crossword type puzzles are done quite often and they're pretty cool and fun to do. So he will be, again, continuing the third and then going into the fourth later in the year, I would imagine. In addition to Beast Academy for math, we do additional math center type things. We will do things like multiplying, division, just to reiterate the different multiplication facts and make sure he knows them very, very well. So we tend to play games, and he can also play by himself for a center time for his independent work while I'm working with the other kids. So for language, he will be doing the good and the beautiful, which we actually started in the spring. And we started with level 2 of the old edition. And we're going to be just finishing up that just because I feel like that's necessary to make sure we don't skip anything. And we're going to continue on until the level 3, probably within the first couple of weeks. And we are moving on to the third edition. So I do know that some things have changed, so there might be some overlap, and that's totally fine with me because I'll just consider it a review. But I do love the new edition. I think it's a lot more colorful in general. It does have the same beautiful, beautiful pictures for all of the artwork. But each lesson is only about 3 or 4 pages. So it has gotten a lot more condensed and everything is a little bit more on the specific lesson page, like your practice words. But I specifically do not bind mine just simply because I know people do it, but it's a lot easier for me just to put this through our document feeder to scan what he has completed for the year versus trying to take it out of the binding and trying to keep that. That to me is a little bit cumbersome. So this is the way we like to do it. And it works out best for us because you just print it for free anyway. In addition to the good and the beautiful, this year we are going to be doing something
called IEW Excellence in Writing Student Writing Intensive. This is the older version. We got this on sale at a curriculum flea market for $20. And I just thought, my son is not the best writer simply because I don't really know how to teach writing. So I feel like this might be a good thing for both of us to do together. So I feel a little bit more confident in teaching him to write, as well as him getting a good writing basis. So I have heard good things about this. We're going to give it a try and let you guys know how it goes. He will be doing cursive handwriting this year. And we do all of our handwriting when we do our unit studies for history and science. So he really will just be learning the letters first, probably for the first month or two. And then when we do our unit study handwriting, he will be doing everything in cursive at that point. So this is just a practice book with a dry erase board type style from Lakeshore Learning. For our unit studies, we do history and science. Now, science, we do not use a spine specifically. So I will go into more detail about how we do science, but mainly it's just student-led based. They just kind of pick the topics that they want to discuss, and I go from there. For history, I feel like U.S. history kind of follows a set thing, and that you kind of probably should go in order. So we're going to be starting with, of course, the first Americans, because we have to talk about the people that were here first. And then we go into our explorers, colonial times, and so on, and then into the wars. So we will have 10 unit studies, 5 per semester. And that is how we will organize it this year. I will go into more detail about every specific unit before we do it. That way you kind of know ahead of time what we are doing in case you happen to be following along with us. In addition to U.S. history, we are going to be doing U.S. geography because I feel like it kind of goes one and one together. Again, it's kind of unit study based. We are going to be using this as the spine and going in the order that this book goes in, starting with the Northeast states. And we're going to be drawing each state as we learn about it. So as we get to each state, we will read about it in this book and other books. Just to give you an idea what this book looks like. Very colorful, full of lots of facts and information. So in addition to this book and lots of others, including this one, I feel like getting information from a lot of different resources is super important and key. He will be documenting the state. He will be talking about the capital and just journaling what he really likes about it, maybe even if he wants to go there, kind of just talking about the specific state. And then once we get done with that state, we will be taking the sticker and putting it in our passports, especially for the little guys. They love to do these cute little tactile activities. And we also will be doing a scratch off map as well. And that is what we have for my third grader. If you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up because it helps me out, and consider subscribing to see what all we're going to be doing this year. Thanks for watching. Bye.